Yo, what is good, everybody? Week 3, episode 3 of Up and Coming. I'm your host, Da Vinci's, or AKA, you could just call me Dev. Devin, what does it matter? And I got a really special guest today, my man, Karlton Clay.
Yeah, I said get out. Yeah, I'm breaking up with you. I'm done. I can't keep doing this with you.
You let him keep his girls, and you took mine away from me.
Hi, Bob. How's business?
It's good, it's good. I was wondering if you could do me a little favor.
Yeah, sure thing.
Is it okay if we get a few tokens, maybe play a few games or something?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing today?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. Thank you so much for having me.
This is a very special episode, not only because it is Black History Month, and not only that it is 2222, but
Yes.
I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity.
Oh, oh man.
And I've met you before. I've met you several times, but everybody, when you think of like Augusta, of course you think of like James Brown, think of arts, you masters, you art. But think about film, your name is always number one. So
Yo, that's I've never heard that. Like that's a blessing, yo. I thank God for that, man. That's truly a blessing. It's definitely that's humbling, for real.
Well, let's talk about your journey. So what do you consider yourself as? You know, when we talked about, and during that time, you were like hosting other filmmakers show their work and like spoken word to their work to other people.
Right. I definitely consider myself a filmmaker definitely now because I got like 8 films out on streaming services now, and we got a 9th one coming out in the fall. So I definitely consider myself a filmmaker, and I'm still a content creator, but I'm always a writer at heart. Like if anything, if you ask me, Karlton, what are you or who are you, what you identify as, is definitely a writer for sure.
Definitely a writer. You've said you're working on your 9th film. You know how I am. I'm a journalist, so I have to do I even talk to anybody. So I've seen some of your work. I've watched. Right now. I'm 53 minutes in of A Very Merry New Year.
Okay.
I finished My Brother's Keeper.
Okay.
And then I finished The Assistant.
Okay.
So you. But you're chuckling because it's like I was watching it. I was watching those movies, and I like you had me hooked. You really did have me hooked. Like, what's the thought process when you're making these films? Like, do you have like a certain category? Are you like romantic, rom-com, thriller, like? Because I don't want to put you in a box. What do you consider? Like, what is your category of a film that you?
Man, that's a good question. I think majority I make dramedies, maybe because I feel like mostly of my topics are dramas, but I feel like there's like some hint of comedy in some of the films, but mostly drama, soap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my stilo.
Okay, I was thinking because I didn't want to be like he's kind of like a little soap opera thing because it's like the music is like that's something like it was like the way the choice of music that you put not like the transition but more like there was like one scene where in My Brother's Keeper where the wife was cheating on his long lost brother, and she comes back from the hotel. I'm spoiling the movie, guys, but because you got to watch it. But he's like, "Did you have fun?" And she was like, "Yeah." And he looks at her and is like, and the music goes, "Dun." I was like, "This is very, very soap opera-ish."
Yeah.
What like? How do you come like to write 2 hour 43-minute films to get like? Well, how do you? What's that process like? Paper to.
Yo, so I'm a like. Just 100% transparency. Honestly, I never really wanted to write films, honestly. And I think you and I talked about it before. Like, I'm definitely a television guy. I love series. That's my baby right there. Like I watch a lot of, like I said, I watch a lot of dramas. I watch soaps and everything. So that's kind of where my background lies. But when it comes to the feature films, as far as the writing process, it's a little weird. Like, I actually write the ending first.
Okay.
Yeah, like cause I need to know where I'm going, like where I'm going to end up.
Yeah.
So I write the ending because I know how the ending's gonna go, and then the beginning develops. It's just that middle part that you have to like figure out. Sometimes it don't take too long to write that out. Sometimes I might have to put it away for a second and come back to it. Matter of fact, the script I wrote recently that's got greenlit, that happened. I knew the beginning, I knew the end. It was just that middle that was like tricking me. Like, I was like, how am I gonna get to the end? So, and I had to like put it away for a few days, and I came back to it, and then actually I was asleep, and I woke up that morning and it was there, and I was like, let me go ahead and write it before I forget. And I went ahead and wrote it, and the script was finished. But to go from script to film to production, I mean, that process literally is, you have the script. Most of the times when I'm writing the script, I know who I'm going to cast already, so I already have that. But sometimes the person may not be available, or sometimes I might have to do a casting for that particular part or whatever. So we got the cast, you get the locations, which can be kind of tricky to get those, but I've been blessed to have people who support and allow me to use their homes and everything. So that's been great. So I have to get locations, and then you pretty much the scheduling, getting everybody's schedule together and trying to get everybody on one accord as far as when film is going to go and how we're going to do all that, how many days it's going to take, and then you just actually go in and film the project. For me, because I'm like a one-man band type situation, which I don't suggest that for everybody, because like if I had the team that I really trusted, I would definitely rock with that. But for right now, I'm doing what I got to do. But because I'm a one-man band, it's a little easier for me to coordinate like my schedule. I don't have to like worry about other people's, who's gonna do the camera, the audio, and all this other stuff. I kind of take care of all that, and people on set help out too when need be. The production's wrapped. I go into editing. I edit my own stuff. It might take me a few weeks to edit, and then we ship it off.
We're starting to have some people come in and some viewers to come in. Not only that I'm going to be asking questions, but you guys can also go into the chat, type out a question that you want to ask Karlton. I'll definitely ask him, and I'm pretty sure that you'll answer that question too, right?
Absolutely.
So you kind of went to a question that I wanted to ask. So as I was watching these films, right, I was like, I didn't know that you were a one-man band. So you shoot everything shoulder or tripod, or like, cause you're in there. The camera's always moving, like, and you have like a very, very steady hand. If you're if you're just shouldering it.
Yo, so some shots are a tripod, and then other shots like like a lot of the intimate scenes, I'm definitely holding the camera. So like I gotta be like, I'm like all like this and like that. I'm standing on beds. It's like it's different types of shots. So yeah, but I use both. I use my hands and I use tripod.
How long do these, like, you gave me the process, but like how long does it take you to everything? Okay, it's complete. Now this is what I want. I'm putting it out.
It varies. Because I'm also like, if I'm working on a film, I'm probably working on a series too. So it just kind of varies. Like for My Brother's Keeper, that's actually the first film I actually shot. Because I know we put out Sweet Mahogany first, but that was originally a web series, so we put those episodes together. But we shot My Brother's Keeper. That was the very first feature film I actually shot as a feature, and we shot that in 6 days, because we did 3 days per weekend. So yeah, 3 days, then another 3 days. So we shot that in 6 days. It took me about maybe 2 or 3 weeks to edit. Maybe I want to say 2 or 3 weeks to edit, And then once, because after I edit it, I'll watch a movie like the movie maybe 10 to 12 times because
Your
I'm
movie?
watching.
Your movie?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, because I have to make sure I'm not missing something or something's messed up. And there's been a couple of times, unfortunately, where I've already sent it to the master and I watch it and I'm like, dang, that's messed up. So I'll try to like edit it and then send it another one. So sometimes it makes it, sometimes it don't. But anyway, I would say overall, like it's like a 2 to 3 month process.
Process. Okay. You brought up My Brother's Keeper. I do want to play that trailer, but before we play that trailer, and once again, guys, if you look in the chat, there goes the link right there where you can go see all of Karlton's movies and TV shows. So make sure you click on that link. It's going to take you straight there. But My Brother's Keeper, what is for all these movies? Like, what is the inspiration? How do you just I want to know your thought process. We want to know your thought process. We want to know what works in your mind is like, that's a film. I'm gonna make that a film.
Yeah, okay, so I gotta give credit to my homeboy, the star of the movie, Nelson J. Davis. I gotta give credit to him because originally My Brother's Keeper, I know that's what we're talking about. I originally wrote that as a short. Because again, keep in mind, I wasn't really trying to do any feature-length films at the time. So once Sweet Mahogany happened, I got the distribution deal. I had them, and it wasn't called My Brother's Keeper. It was another title. I think that was called Love Games. And at that short, and Nelson was like, "Hey, why don't you turn it into a feature? Like, I think that'll be a dope feature." And so I sat with it, and then I pretty much expanded the story. And I was like, okay, because the short, again, the kind of the premise of My Brother's Keeper with the whole long lost brother and basically the girlfriend or the wife of the long lost brother is sleeping with the other brother. Like that's the premise of the short. And then so basically with the feature, I just kind of just added like a beginning, like added some to kind of just flesh it out.
How do you come up with he's the story? I mean, it's easy to watch, but in my mindset, it's like that's complex for him to even how did he come up with that? And then at the end, you're always from the 3 movies I've seen, it explains at the end. Because now I can see that you start to write the end first before you do everything else. But how do you come up with the idea to even? What are your inspirations to come up with those ideas?
So it just kind of varies. A lot of stuff I write comes from like personal experience, and My Brother's Keeper is not a personal experience, by the way.
Okay,
but just throw that out there. That's not a personal experience, but like a lot of the characters that I develop in the series, it comes from personal things, personal stories. I'm an observer, so I'm looking. I'm always watching people, studying friends, family, strangers. Like I'm just watching and paying attention to stuff. So like whatever inspires me, what I see, I just jot it down, and then the ideas just flow. Like as a writer, and I try to explain it to people. Like writers really get it though, but it's like I have worlds in my head, so I can kind of see. I see what's happening, and I just kind of just jot it down. I kind of let the characters and I kind of let them guide me and lead me where we're going, and I just want to make sure everything makes sense. Because sometimes things can get a little jumbled, but I have to kind of just continue to read over it and make sure everything makes sense. But yeah, a lot of stuff comes from real life experiences. But like I said, particularly with My Brother's Keeper, it was just a wild story that just came. It was just a wild imagination, basically about 2 brothers, and they happen to be sleeping with the same woman, and things just go crazy.
Well, I have that trailer pulled up, so let's watch that trailer real quick.
Hello?
Hello? Brandon?
My name is Maurice Townsend, and I believe you're my brother.
So Nothing new or exciting in your life?
Brandon.
Lexi.
Wonder what else we have in common.
I don't know, there's something weird, like some kind of vibe going on.
If you go searching for something, you may find something, and you might not like what you find.
Oh, here she is, guys. My beautiful wife.
The cool thing about this is your movies are now, it's like they're on Peacock, Tubi, Amazon Video, Voodoo, like how did I like what does that mean to you? Like what does that feel like to know that your movies are on a on a streaming service where people can just pull it up on their TV or their app?
Yeah, so that ultimately is like one of the most fulfilling feelings I've like ever felt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've put so much time and work and energy and sweat, blood, tears, all this into Victory Productions and what I do, and it just kind of just get to a point where like you're starting to see something really happen. You know what I'm saying? For years, it's always been just put in the work, things happen. And to finally actually see like some fruit is amazing. Like I know for me when Sweet Mahogany first came out as the film, like that was dope to me because clearly it was out as a series, but to like actually see it as a film, and then when it hit Tubi, and for people who don't know, Tubi is a subsidiary of Fox.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's dope. That's so not only your NBC, but Fox as well.
Right.
Fox, Amazon. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So like that was a dope feeling for me, and like just to see all my films now on Tubi, and then what really like okay, so we're on Tubi, and then when I got the email that Reindeer Games hit Peacock, I was like, wait, Peacock is NBC? Like that was like mind blowing to me. That was like game changer for me because like NBC is like that's the big three. You got ABC, NBC, and CBS. Those are the big three. And so to have my film on a streaming service that has like Saved by the Bell, The Office, 30 Rock, all those shows that are like and movies that are on Peacock, like that's amazing. So like to have I have 3 films on Peacock now. Reindeer Games, My Brother's Keeper, and A Very Merry New Year. All 3 of those on Peacock. So that's just it's mind blowing, and I'm grateful to God, honestly, just for the opportunity and for the doors that He's opening for me and for the team and for everybody. For sure.
Have you ever thought that your like services?
Honestly, I did because I think honestly, like I said, I always dream big. So I'm like, all right, it's just a matter of when for me. Like I know that my material, my stuff that I put out is gonna make it to something huge, even bigger than where I am now. But it's just a matter of fact of when. That's the only thing. I'm like, okay, so when is it gonna happen? So that's when the consistency comes in, the faith comes in. That's where all that comes into play. And the patience definitely comes in to just keep pushing.
This is sort of kind of like this is expanding Victory Production.
Absolutely, 1000%. Yes.
So I remember what you told me about folks who, when I edit this too and put this on, they may not know what Victory Production is. Can you explain what does that mean? What does that title mean for the brand?
Sure,
What's
definitely.
The background to it?
Yeah. So basically, for people who don't know, I was diagnosed with leukemia when I was 16 years old, my sophomore year of high school. And so I'm in remission. But it'll be 20 years this year, being in remission. And so during that time, like again, I've always loved to write. I've always knew that I was going to be a writer. But during that time, God gave me the vision. Like I just saw the word victory. I just kept seeing it, and and I was like, okay, so I guess that'll be the name of my production company. And I didn't know I was gonna like start it as a teenager. I did my first play called "Speak to My Heart," which was written by Angela Griffin, and we performed that in 2003. And then I went off to college, went to Georgia State University, and I did my first web series called College Days in 2006. And from there, like I just kept going. I just felt like I had that gave me the courage and strength to kind of just tell the stories that I wanted to tell. With my homeboy, shout out to Lamont Johnson, he gave me a website, hooked me up, and I just started pushing the shows on there. And then when YouTube expanded beyond the 2-minute limit, I was all right. I started putting stuff on YouTube. Then after the YouTube debacle happened, I ended up going back to just putting stuff on my website, utilizing Vimeo and other platforms like that. And like I said, it's just been growing, man. Like I said, it's been a truly, God has truly shown me, I have given you the victory. All you have to do is just walk and have faith in me and have faith in your gift and your ability and keep pushing. So that's how Victory Productions correlates into everything that we do.
So I mean, clearly you're winning. I'm going right and with the name Victory. You're in the right path, and I see that because you're with me and you're a Facebook. So you're watching Power Rangers, or you're watching, or you're watching In the House. You pop, and I'm watching all those episodes. I know you're a big movie, TV buff, so I know this is when you're an inspiration for a lot of folks. I do want to know, since you do pop up on my Facebook all the time, and I guess you were having a casting call. How do you get these characters to come and do this? Like, are these aspiring actors as well, or are these just like, okay, go ahead?
Yeah. And also, so I want people to know I'm not ignoring Devin. Like, I'm literally trying to sign on because I didn't know you had to go to Twitch and all this other stuff. So I'm trying to sign on to Twitch and do the interview and all this stuff at the same time. So I don't want people to know. I know people looking at me like, why is he looking down all the time? But anyway, and they ask me all these questions. I picked the cat and all this other stuff. I'm just like, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, because they don't want you to be like, it's like, is he a bot?
Oh, yeah. Okay, got you. Okay, so anyway, to answer your question,
and you're good. No, this is very formal. Yeah. This is relaxed. So like, we're good.
Okay. Damn, what's the question again? Say the question again.
How do you select these?
The characters. Okay,
are these actors? Actors? These are these actors? Are these people? Are these inspiring actors? Are these just people like friends and family?
So let's start from the beginning. Okay, and I'm good. I'm on Twitch now. Yes. All right. So
make sure y'all like, follow, and subscribe if y'all on. Helps your boy out.
Definitely. So with College Days, right? So when I started College Days, let's take it even back further. I'm gonna give a shout out to my sister. First of all, my sister Kendra, because when I was writing like skits and stuff, we used to perform like at my grandparents' house and everything. Like she was in every like I was like, you're gonna be in this skit, you're gonna do this. So we always do skits all the time. And so she's kind of like my first actress or whatever, but my sister doesn't consider herself an actress. She just likes to act. So she was like, she was a very instrumental part of being a part of that. When I was doing the plays, it was more so people that was like in a drama ministry, people who like wanted to act, but they just wanted to do it for fun or whatever. When I started doing College Days, it was every cast member were friends. It was like I said, hey, I got the show I want to do. Can y'all be a part of it? And majority of them, they weren't trying to be actors. They was just, they liked to act, but they weren't trying to pursue the career. They did the show because they loved me and they liked me. Yeah. And they was like, I'm gonna help you out. So, and I definitely appreciate it. I thank them every chance I get because they are they're truly my foundation when it comes to doing series. Because, like, without them, like, I'm like, I wouldn't have learned and built the things that I know now. So I thank them a lot for sure. Once I started doing more shows, and actually understood like casting calls, that's when people who aspired to be actors, like they were pursuing that as a career. That's when that started. Like people wanted to be a part of video productions of what we're doing. But sometimes, and I'm gonna be like I said again, be 100% transparent. Like you could get really excited and try to include everybody, and that's what happened with me. It was like everybody that said they wanted to work with me, I was trying to figure out how I could include them into what I was doing, and now that started to become very detrimental. I felt not just to video productions, but to me, because for me, like when I work with you, like I kind of feel like, and my homeboy Maine told me this, like when I work with somebody, I take them in as family. Like it's like you're coming into, because video productions is essentially me, and it's like you're coming into, I'm sharing myself with you when you come to be a part of the productions, and it could be a very great thing, and sometimes it can hurt you because when people aren't happy with some of your decisions, or they want to start doing their own thing for whatever reason, it can kind of cause it hurts you. It cause a little bit of discord or whatever. So I had to learn how to be a little bit more discerning when it comes to casting and having people involved in my projects. When I got the distribution deal with the film, I 1000% said I'm going to cast the people that have been with me from jump. Like, because with the films, with the deal, of course they give you money, they give you budget or whatever, to produce the film. So the people I'm going to pay first are people that have been with me for years and been volunteering their time for years. So of course I'm going to catapult them first. So I know a lot of people always ask me, when you're going to be casting for your next film, I don't really do a lot of casting calls with the films because I already have a pool of people that I can pick from I know that I can depend on. I know that have my back. I know that are going to come in. They know the lines. They're going to go ahead and get it done, and are willing to put in the work. I think a lot of times people want the notoriety of being an actor, but they don't want to put in the work to become that actor. Let me take this back. They don't want to be an actor. They want to be a celebrity.
Yeah.
They don't want to be an actor. There's a difference between being a celebrity, an entertainer, and an actor. You can be all three, but a lot of times people don't really want to do the work to become an actor. They want the fame and fortune of the celebrity. If that makes any sense.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because I started doing this because, like, I don't know if you know, but I quit my job at WX in Columbia because I just wasn't happy anymore. So I started streaming, and then I was trying to figure out like what can I do could set myself apart from other streamers. I came up with this idea right here, right? But before that, before I got to this, everybody kept telling me, "Oh, you should be a streamer. Put the content on Twitch, put it on YouTube. Have the equipment. You know how to be on TV, and then like you just use our voices, and I'm telling you, you'll blow up." So I start doing that, and then the folks are telling me I should be streaming who want to be included. They're not helping. They're not, subscribing and sharing and pulling up the stream and following and whatever. Or when we're trying to play the game, they're like, "Oh, you need to turn off the stream. You need to focus." I'm like, this is what I want to do now, and you're not helping. So it got to the point where it's just like, look, I don't feel like my brand when I'm with you guys. I just feel like somebody else. Now, and then what I did was I just told everybody, I was like, look, I can't wait on you guys anymore. I can't do it. I'll play games with you guys, but essentially I'm just going to get on by myself, narrate, and just entertain people. And I've got more views just by doing that. So I see exactly what you mean by they want to be they like the word celebrity. They want the celebrity status, but they don't want to be an actor. They don't want to put in the work.
Right.
I'm battling through that right now.
Right. Yeah, man. It's one of those things where it's one of those lifelong lessons that you have to kind of like keep learning, because essentially we want to see the good in everybody. We want to see the potential in everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so I think like when they disappoint us by their actions, it's kind of like it could be a blow. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh God,
it's
yeah.
it's just one of those things you just have to just constantly learn. And I'm grateful that I have true people in my corner, and true people that really have my back to remind me, yo, you're great. Just keep doing you. Don't worry about the people that are trying to pull you back. Just keep doing your thing. And I appreciate that, from family to friends. I truly am embracing the people that truly encourage me and push me. So that it's one of those things you have to just continue to learn and continue to grow. So.
Let's talk about let's watch another trailer. So I've got The Assistant. When I tell you,
now that
I want them to see my face because I got it switched over. Yo, so I'm watching this at work. There's so many sex scenes. I had to turn it down, right? But then it gets to like, what part was it in the? It was oh boy. There was one part in the movie. I'm having a brain fart. Right? No. He was in the car and he wasn't enjoying it anymore.
Yeah.
And I saw it in his face, and I was like, all right, I gotta go home and finish this movie. And then I was watching it, and I went from like this, because I'm studying, I went from like this to like, I was like, bro, what? Bro, oh my God. It was so, yeah, but that's how they always end. They're just like, you're watching and you're just like, okay. And you're like, wait, what? And that's how I felt when I've watched My Brother's Keeper. At the end, I was like, yo, I have to ask him this question. How did he come up with that? But yo, I had to let people see my face, because you have those endings that's just like, what?
And that's the goal. The goal is always to end. You don't want people to expect. You don't want people to predict a movie. That makes it boring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like,
I was predicting your movie. I was like, well, I got it. And you said no. Shut your ass up. No, you don't. Oh man, I had to go home. It was a 45-minute drive. Pedal to the metal, man. I had to finish that movie, bro. I gotta show the trailer.
What are you doing here?
They let my ass out a day early. So I figured I'd come visit my favorite cousin.
I'm your only cousin who still deals with your ass. I gotta get off of work to earn a living the legit way in order to pay bills and survive in this world. I hear he's looking for an assistant.
Assistant?
You ever been to prison? So that means you know what it means to do what you have to do to survive in a tough environment.
Yeah, you can say that.
So sorry.
Well, I can't make shit happen based off your promises. I paid you good money to do what you're supposed to do. Now do your job, or heads will roll.
Can't do this.
That was The Assistant. Guys, if you haven't seen the movie, please, here's the link right here. If you're looking for a good rom-com, soap, drama, link down there. Click on that link, and you can watch these movies.
Make sure y'all don't watch this at work.
Don't watch that. Oh, no. I don't watch it at work. Because I had the door open and then I was like, oh wow, they can hear me. And I had to turn it down like several times, yeah. But it was really good. It was really good. What was can you tell me like the inspiration behind, like you said that's a real story, like those are stories, like personal stories and imaginations. Kind of give us like the premise, like how did you get
once again, the sister is not a real story. I just want to put that out there. It's not so. Of course, people who don't know, I work in media. I work in news. I'm actually back at the station that I left. But I'm in a different position now. But like I said, my background is definitely in news and media and everything. And I wanted to do something like I wanted to, like, I guess what people on the surface will say the villain of the movie. I wanted him to be like this powerful communications guy. Like he's buying all these news stations, conglomerate, everything. So that was kind of the premise of what I wanted to do. My news background was the premise of this movie. And yeah, so so that was kind of like the setup of everything. But as far as like all the craziness of the movie, that was just pure imagination stuff, man. It was just kind of just how I was like, how far can I go? That's what it was for me. I with movies like The Assistant, My Brother's Keeper, those type of things, even shows with like my show Bondage and stuff like that. I'm always trying to see how far I can go, how I can push the envelope without it being like, all right, you watching Pornhub. So I'm like, let me see how far I can go with it. But yeah, The Assistant was just one of those wild rides when I already saw the character in my head. I was like, all right. And I already had the ending. The ending was I already knew how, I don't want to spoil this. I already knew how the ending was going to be. I was like, all right, let's get there. And yeah, it was just a journey. It was fun writing that film because again, I already knew it was gonna be one of those movies that you're gonna be like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I was like,
I was definitely like my mom's in here. She was asking the inspiration for the movie My Brother's Keeper. Karlton just said it. It's not a real story. It's just the imagination that he came.
It's the imagination. Yeah, it was like I said again. It started off. I can say it again, no problem. But it started as a short film. And I know I want to do something about two brothers, long lost brothers, and they're so that's what I forgot to mention. It's actually inspired by a song. So I was listening to Destiny's Child, "If You Leave." I don't know. It's on the Writings on the Wall album. I'm speaking my age right now. But this, and I'm talking about Destiny's Child before Michelle. I'm talking about the original members. That album. So that song, I was listening to it, and it was like, if you leave her, I'll leave him. Da da da. So that's where that inspiration came from when I wrote the short film. So after that, again, when Nelson suggested, hey, turn it into a feature, that's when it was like, all right, let's go ahead and start filling in the background to make it, to expand the world, expand the story. So
I'm ready for My Brother's Keeper.
You sound like everybody that says that, man. Like a lot of my movies,
I'm for real.
a lot of my movies, the way they end, like I try to give you a complete ending, but kind of leave you a little bit like, all right, what would have happened if the story continues? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about My Brother's Keeper 2. It's a possibility. I feel like I could do something with the two. Oh, I'm about to spoil it. Never mind. I feel like I could do something with the ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could continue. You could pick up where you left off at. You're right. There's another. No, I don't want to spoil the movie, but you. I mean, you would have to make it different. I'm not. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not telling you how to do your job. You would just have to make it different, but just pick up from like right there. Right. But here's the. Let's get into the nitty gritty. My mom said she's about to watch it now. Good luck. Now, and let's before she gets in there, right? You know what I'm about to ask, right? You looking like you know what I'm about to ask.
I know. I think I know what you're about to ask.
Are those scenes real? Them sex scenes look real now. Is that how much is that acting?
It's 100% acting. Sex scenes are not sexy at all. Sex scenes are uncomfortable. Sex scenes are awkward. They're awkward for me, so I know they're awkward for the actors. Because mind you, I'm getting different angles to make sure it looks as realistic as possible. So by you asking me that means I did my job. But
every scene I've seen, every scene that has a sex scene, they look more real than the actual like because they look realer than like stuff you see on TV and major.
Yeah. So like I said, it's a lot of angles, it's a lot of positioning, it's a lot of protection going on. Of course, nobody is fully nude on the set. The guys have on it's like it's a sock, but it's like basically they put it on to cover their private area. So, and then with the ladies, if they are topless, they have on pasties. If for some people that don't show the top, like some actresses, they don't mind showing the top, they don't care. But for others that don't want their breasts exposed, they have on pasties, and they have their private area covered. For some spots, I mean, even sometimes like when we're not showing body parts. I mean, everybody's wearing shorts. So it just depends on the severity of the scene, like what we're doing as far as like what we're wearing, what we're doing. But it's all about angles and positions and everything. But again, to answer, nobody's having sex for real. This is not a porn set. Nobody's having sex. Like I think, again, that question doesn't bother me, because I want people to understand, like, this is we're still a profession. This is a professional environment. Everybody's professional. Nobody's hooking up, on camera for real. And, we just want to get the scene done and everything. But I promise you, and I tell, because I've had people come to me and say, oh, I want to do a scene with her. Oh, I want to do a scene with, I want to do a scene with him or whatever. And I promise you, those same people, when I'm like, and I'll test them. I'm so serious. I'll be like, because I had somebody say, I want to do a sex scene. I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna write it. And I ended up writing it, and he was like, what's this? And I was like, this the scene. You said you want to do a sex scene. He's like, oh, I know he was being for real. I was like, no, don't tell me that. Like, if you tell me that you want to do it, I'm going to write it. And so when the time came, he was trying to act all shy and everything, and trying to act like, I'm like, no, you big bad. You big bad. Like, come on. So I promise you, people, it's not as sexy as you think. It's like I said again, it can be very awkward, especially for people who like have never met before. Yeah. It's like, because sometimes, like, I know a couple of productions, the first scene that we shot was like the love scenes, and they'd be like, oh, hey, how you doing? All right, let's strip and shoot the scene. So yeah. So
you're doing your job, because I felt like that was really real. Like for real.
Nah, nothing's going down on these sets at all.
A long time ago, when I interviewed you, it was TV. You had just, I think, recently won an award for. You were winning awards, and then hosting. So you was hosting not a workshop, but
the festival.
A festival, right? So what I'm trying to ask is now is like branching off those awards. Now you have like, you look at Tubi, and you posted it too. Like those movies that I have named, especially is it a Very Merry New Year, or is it Reindeer Games? But it's one of those two movies. But they're on the top of like the most popular comedy or most popular drama, like.
Yeah, so I think recently it was a Very Merry New Year. It's on the like most popular comedy.
But
yeah,
what does that speak to you? there's thousands of movies that's on Tubi, and yours is on the top of most popular comedy.
That I'm honestly, I don't even have no words for that. You know, like it's a major feeling. Like I just feel like it shows that the work that we put in, the work that we do, can compete with all the majors. But I've been saying that for years. I've been saying that the people that I work with, they can be on these films that are on big theaters, on these major networks. My actors are A1. I will put them up against anybody. My actors are amazing. You know what I'm saying? So, I keep saying they're not mine. I don't own them, but I mean the ones that I work with, they're amazing, and I feel like they deserve to be seen on these platforms. They deserve to be seen in major networks. And I'm praying and hoping that these big time directors and producers see them and put them in their shows. Like I feel like Tyler Perry needs to see them. I feel like Spike Lee needs to see them. Like I feel like Ava DuVernay needs to see them. I feel like everybody needs to see these actors. I think that's important. So it's a blessing to actually be on these platforms, and like you said, to be on these to be the most popular comedy and most popular drama. Like The Assistant is like doing very well, and I'm really happy about that people are enjoying The Assistant. It's been on the most popular drama list for a few weeks now, so that's been dope.
And I know that I don't want to keep you too long. So we're gonna talk for a few more minutes, and guys, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. I'll definitely ask questions to Karlton. We do want to know where you're at right now.
I'm in Augusta, Georgia, and I'm actually at my job. I'm not now. Let me clear it up. I'm not on the clock. Like I'm off work, but instead of me going home, I was like, let me go ahead and just do the interview here. I'm back here in the digital producer cave.
So what's your job? Like,
I'm a part-time digital producer. Can I say the station or no?
Yeah, shut them out.
Oh, okay.
I know, but they don't. I'm just, what I'm saying, but they gave me my platform,
I got you.
Go ahead.
But I'm back at WJBF News Channel 6. I was here before. I was the evening producer. My contract ended. I left to do the filmmaking full time, the content creating full time, filmmaking full time, and then I came back. I needed like filmmaking is not consistent unless you're like really pulling in that that major network money. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still on the indie level, so I'm not. I needed a consistent paycheck. So like WJB, I left on a good footing, and they had a position open up that I liked, and they was like, hey, come on back, and I'm back, and I'm happy with the position I have. I'm a digital producer. Pretty much the stories that you see on the website, I post them. So that's pretty much what I do.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's actually okay. Cool.
I love it so much. I enjoyed my years as a news producer, but like I said, to be honest, it kind of got a little stressful for me, and I felt it's one of those things where like I felt like I needed to leave to kind of learn some other stuff, and then I came back, and again, I enjoy the job that I have now. And it's so funny because every time I walk in the building, they're like, "You gonna produce the 6? You gonna produce the 11?" I was like, "Guys, I don't do that anymore."
Damon,
Damon bothered me my first week.
Yeah,
my first week, Damon was bothering me, but now he's not doing that anymore. It's more so Chris.
Okay.
In production, Chris is always asking me like, "You gonna do the 6?" No, I don't. No, I don't. And then Renetta. That's my girl. I love her. I love her so much. That's my girl.
You put her in You put her in the movie.
Yeah,
the movie of The Assistant.
Yeah, that's my homie. Cause she was. Renetta was actually my reporter when I was a producer. So we became real close. We're still close, obviously, to this day. So of course I'm back and everything. But she's always joking, they're gonna get you to produce when we have when everybody on vacation. I was like, no, guys, not doing that. But no, but seriously, I'm happy to be back. It's been a blessing. Again, I love my position now, and it's just been great. It's been great. I was welcomed back with open arms, and I'm definitely appreciative of that. I always tell people never burn bridges because you never know that you might have to cross that bridge again. So
You know, I've got a good relationship back with WJBF too. So maybe don't know. Maybe I'll come back. Maybe I don't know. If I'm like really dying to come back to the team. But I want to ask you some questions before I go to my last trailer that
okay.
as people are trickling in and out and whatnot. And once again, guys, go in the chat, ask a question. Karlton is really open and transparent. He's going to answer those questions to you guys. Also, too, this is the link to his website. Oh, nope, that is follow. So actually, go ahead and follow. I've been share with your friends. But this is the link to his website if you want to see these TV series or these movies. And they're all free, right? Aren't they free? You can watch them for free.
So okay, so the films. If you want to watch the films for free, all you gotta do is go to Tubi. Well, if you go to VPN, the link, it'll take you to all the films or whatever. But again, if you go to Tubi, all the films are free on Tubi. The films that are on Peacock are free. Everything else, I think you have to either rent or buy, like Amazon and all those. You have to rent or buy. As far as the shows are concerned, the shows that are adult themed, like Bondage, Brotherhood, Peace Be Still, My Life, those are on demand, so you have to either buy or rent those. But all the other shows, they're free on the website. Just go to the website and check them out.
So I'm gonna do some rapid fire questions, then I'm gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
Show the trailer at the end. So rapid fire. Well, not you can really kind of explain. But who is your inspiration, filmmaker, director, movie star, celebrity? You have 1, 2, or 3, or maybe one. Who are your inspirations? Or who was?
That's a great question. It's not necessarily the person, but it's more so the show. Like my favorite all time show drama is One Tree Hill. That's my favorite show. I love that show. That show really helped me as far as character development, like how to really flesh out characters, how to really tell the story, and really how to make people care. I think the thing about TV and even films, people want to care about people. You know, they want to relate to them, and I feel like One Tree Hill is like they really do it. The show did a great job of making you care about these people and what they're going through with these characters, and so that show is definitely an inspiration for me. As far as people, definitely gonna give a shout out to Issa Rae. I have to. Gotta give a shout out to her. Like she is doing it. She is a pioneer. She started out in web just like me. And just to see her growth and just to see like just the opportunities that she's given people and just the things that she's doing. Like she's dope. She's amazing. And also I gotta give credit to Tyler Perry. I think Tyler Perry is one of the most he's one of the most hardworking people in Hollywood. And he's not even really in Hollywood. Like he's doing his own thing. He's building his own table. He got his own studio. He's put so many black people to work. Like he's giving so many black people jobs. Like it's amazing. I'm just inspired by his work ethic. I'm inspired by his heart. And I mean, and I've never met the man, but like you can just kind of just feel his presence as far as like just feel him through like what the things that he does. And I tell people all the time, you may not like everything that he puts out, but you cannot deny his hustle. You can't deny the impact that he's had on the industry. Like he's had a major impact on the industry. And he continues to have a major impact on the industry. So those are two people like I really like I look up to when it comes to just the business and to just what they're doing, just to make an impact on the culture. So yeah.
What is your Mount Rushmore? Do you have a Mount?
Do I have a? I've never really thought about it. But Let's see. Spike Lee.
Yeah.
John Singleton.
Okay.
Tyler Perry. And then, I mean, he got to. You got to put him on there. And Ava DuVernay.
Okay. All right.
Yep. I'm gonna go with that.
What's your ultimate goal? Your ultimate goal? What's your ultimate goal with film production?
Okay. Let's see. My ultimate goal is to ultimately have my own network, as far as not just with my stuff, but like I said, I want to acquire other projects, and definitely help other content creators, especially those starting out, like actually just help them and develop them and just get them to a point to where, they can get their stuff on major platforms as well. So that's just my goal. Like I said, I want to just continue to get my stuff out there, but at the same time continue to inspire people. And eventually I want to build a studio. I think, I think that'll be dope to have a studio here in Augusta.
Mm-hmm.
Like an actual major studio. I mean, again, people who don't know, Augusta used to be the capital of Georgia. A lot of people don't know that. And Augusta, I think, Augusta's like is the second largest city in Georgia, too. So it's like, why do we not have more things? So, especially, and then also too, I just think we also need more things for us Black people. So I feel like we need, and I think about all the jobs that I would create and all the opportunities that I would create as well. So it's just, I'm all about uplifting and uplifting and building up my community, my city, but and also at the same time uplifting my people and just kind of just, everybody. I feel like everybody, has dreams and desires. And I was just talking to my mom about this. If I have to be your personal cheerleader, I would love to do that, because I feel like, it's important while we still have time on this earth to just live your dreams, man. Life's too short. So my ultimate goal is to inspire. That's my ultimate goal, to inspire and to leave an impact.
Inspiring me, I'll tell you that. I want to show one more trailer, and after that, I'm going to ask one last question and wrap it up.
All right.
This is the movie that I'm currently watching right now, Very Merry Christmas, which is on Peacock, Tubi, the Roku channel, Amazon Prime Video, Vudu, Hoopla. You're doing a damn thing. All right, let me go ahead. Let me hit play.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
Take the tree down, Dante.
Take the tree down, Dante. We gotta get you ready for the new year. I got the greens and the black eyed peas.
Did you get Mary's invite to the cabins?
Yes, and it's gonna be litty.
I thought that since we didn't spend Christmas together, that we could bring in the New Year together.
I don't know.
Baby, stop playing. We gotta go.
I'm not playing. I'm not going to the cabin.
Sometimes your past has a way of showing up in your future.
You let your husband go on a trip by himself to stay in the cabin alone with the group of y'all friends that includes Dante's ex.
Dante!
Oh. Happy New Year.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to finish that. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm 53 minutes in. I'm gonna have to finish that. But I have my last question is I got a two-parter.
Okay.
Any of your movies or shows inspired by your own life experiences? And then two,
Great questions. Okay, so number one, yes, definitely. So first of all, I can just kind of go down the roster. College days obviously was inspired by my life in college. And the reason I started that show was because like we had a college station, and I wasn't seeing any like I wasn't seeing any stuff on there that catered to college students. Like, how do you have a college station? Nothing's really catered to the college students. And so I pitched the show. I had did a whole short film. I wrote the script for the pilot of College Days, and I gave it to the guy. He was, I'm gonna look at it, and he never looked at it. And so that was disheartening for me. But again, that's how the website started, and that's how everything started with me doing what I do now. So it was all a blessing in disguise. But yeah, College Days is about my life in college. The Lions Den, not really about my life, but I took bits and pieces of things that I experienced and put it in that show. I'm trying to think what
like for instance, is like I do know that.
Right. So one of the characters, one of the main characters, he had leukemia. I put that in there. So that was a storyline for 2 of the seasons. One of the characters is a preacher's kid. My dad's a pastor. So like and all of my productions, honestly, I try to throw in like if it makes sense, I'll throw in a character that might have battled cancer. I'll definitely throw the church in there because I'm a believer. So I'll definitely throw that in there. I'll throw just different things that I've dealt with as a pastor's kid, church kid, just as a Christian in general, just different things I deal with. I'll throw those things in there. So it just kind of varies. If it makes sense to the story, I'll throw them in there. And I think that's what makes everything so authentic and so real, because people are like, yo, like I can relate to different things like that. Definitely the show that like really takes things from my life is Brotherhood. That show was important for me to do because you don't see a show on TV that really shows what we as men go through and how we deal with our emotions, because so many times we're told like we can't be emotional, like it's weak to be emotional. And so I really want to show these men be vulnerable with all of the things that are tackled and thrown at them. And a lot of things that happen, well, not a lot, but a lot of things that they deal with, I know that's some things that I've dealt with in my personal life as well. So yeah, it's just a lot of different things. As far as the movies are concerned, like I said, Redemption for Easter as a movie. I mean, again, I didn't necessarily deal with the drama that they dealt with, but I mean, again, because of my faith, I wanted to do an Easter movie. Well, actually Maverick approached me about doing an Easter movie, and so of course it was simple for me to say yes. I was like, yeah, of course I'll do it. I think it was important. Again, I'm the oldest of 6, so a lot of my shows and movies, there's a big family. There's like there's gonna be like 4 to 6 siblings in that family. So a lot of stuff. If you pay attention, you'll see variations of me in those projects. As far as what I have coming up next, my 9th film, Pastor Thorn, Lust of the Flesh, is coming out in the fall. So that's coming. I'm excited about that. Y'all, that movie. Yeah, definitely. So it's actually based off one of my plays, which is called Surrender. I did that back in 2009, and so I actually turned that play into a film, feature film, and it's about a pastor who has very much lost his way. He's not so much focused on like changing lives for God and being for God. It's more so about the money and the numbers and the prestige, all the flashy things that comes with sometimes that comes with church. So he's more caught up in that. And so of course, as he's caught up in that, his life takes certain change because he's not paying attention. His life starts taking certain turns and twists, and things start happening, and it's a hot mess. But it's
I know you're gonna post this. So we'll definitely.
Yeah, for sure. And then we have the final season of Brotherhood that's coming out. That's coming out in March. So we have that. So yeah, I'm actually editing that now. So like once I get all that edited, then I can give a final release date. But definitely look for the show coming out in March. So yeah, and we're actually about to go into production for our Christmas movie, our next Christmas movie, which is called For the Love of Christmas, and we'll be going to that production for that very, very soon.